you want me to text her?
Yes.
Okay, I'm on it. I'm texting people right now.
Okay, so I had this up, Eric. Hey, Kate.
I'm sorry. My neighbor just got done working out, so I fixed her. I told her I'd fix her shake. I thought she was done like at 8. So at like 8:55, she's like, "You have my shake ready?"
Oh, that's right. You were going to fix her a post-workout shake, weren't you?
Right. I'm like, "Yeah, come on over. You want to be on Zoom?" So anyway, all right.
Okay, I don't know if you saw this when I put this up, because I think you ran off when I did this. Look at the current Isagenix.
Yeah. That girl.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
Okay.
Is she on?
Awesome.
No, Shy was texting her to get on.
All right.
Okay.
Where's Rochelle?
Oh, did Rochelle pop on?
Nope, I'm texting.
Okay, get those guys on here. I just don't want to talk to myself here.
Kenya,
We're here.
100 pounds is in the Isagenix magazine.
Woohoo!
I know. I just think that is so awesome.
And her word rise.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's way rad.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're recording. So this is going to be a little bit more informal than some of our other trainings, but it's some things that I just felt that we needed to talk about, okay, with this group, because we're the leaders here. So what I wanted to talk about was the 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz, and I don't know how many of you have read that. Any hands? Hey, Kate, you'll know what I'm talking about then. This is probably one of the best books I have ever read on self-development, because this really deals with your self-talk and what you tell yourself, as well as it brings up a lot of things that we're fearful about, so it makes you step out of your comfort zone. Because anytime you start to change the patterns in your life, you create that fear, which is growth. And I think that's really, really important. So the 4 agreements, and these are agreements that you make with yourself. Be impeccable with your word. And that's basically you speak with integrity. So you don't speak against yourself or gossip about others, because the whole point is it can get back to them. And you know what happens when it gets back to them. So if you're going to talk about someone, tell them right to their face exactly the things that bother you that they do. And then it's not really talking about them. You're just sharing with them things that you feel, you're giving them feedback on how you feel about things. It's not really their issue, it's your issue. And that's how you really need to look at it. So, so that you use the power of your word to lift people up rather than to put them down. And that's the most important thing that we do here, because we're in service to others. And I have found that that's the easiest way to make a connection too. Because during the process of making the connection, if you're lifting them up by you being a part of them, it makes a big difference. So the second agreement is don't take anything personally, because nothing others do is because of us. It's because of themselves, where they've been, how they've grown up, from the projection of their own reality. And so you don't know where they're coming from when they say things. So if you just let it go, then it doesn't bother. It's, you know, it's not an issue. Okay, you guys, these circles in my eyes are driving me nuts. Did they bother you?
We're fine.
Okay. All right. It comes from the circle. So always remember that before you, as soon as, because we're trained to take things personally because of where we came from. Okay, Eric, are you laughing at my squirrels?
No, yes, squirrel, 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 squirrel. The circles are fine. You're the only one that notices them. Your lighting is fantastic. Go.
Okay, so as soon as we realize that it's coming from where they were indoctrinated from, then we can understand more of what they're thinking. So don't take things personally, and don't make assumptions. So always ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. It's stupid if you don't ask it, because how are you going to get the answer otherwise? So by making an assumption, sometimes you'll do something stupid if you don't ask the question. So that's where that comes from. And always do your best. And the best is different from moment to moment, because your health could be a factor. And it will help you avoid self-judgment if you don't judge yourself in that circumstance. Because one day you could have the flu and you're trying to do a 5K, and then, you put on 20 minutes and, it's just different. So just if you always give the 100% that you have on that given day or that given moment, then you have given the best that you can.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't self-doubt yourself for that. And the main
Sorry, Barb, can I say something? Speaking
Uh-huh.
of giving 100%, Kenya's not feeling too well, so I'm bribing her to get on.
Okay.
I said, can you get on for 5 minutes? So if she does, we probably need to just,
I'll stop. Thank you. I appreciate that.
so just be aware of that. Thank you, Barb.
Okay, super. Okay. Well, when we're growing up, it's called domestication, basically. And what we know is based on the opinions of others. It's what they have taught us. And so we've learned from our environment and the people that we're around. And sometimes that clouds our opinions because it's all we know. So what I'm asking everyone is to change the pattern. You change how you think. And to change how you think is what creates the discomfort sometimes in your head. This is a great quote that I thought. It was, in all that we think, we have many assumptions that we're not aware of, because it's just natural, because it becomes second nature because of how we grew up. So we even make the assumption that what we think is true. We imagine and assume what others think of us and how they will react. We also assume that the judgments and self-criticisms we have are true. And that's just the negative talk going through our heads. And as soon as we expose ourselves to other people and be open enough to listen, we start changing our opinions or reformatting them in ways that are more helpful to where we want to be, or or the type of people we want to surround ourselves. So how many people is it that you need to surround yourself with every day? 5. So you choose the 5 people you want to surround yourself with, and that's going to help you be the type of person that you want to be. I took a training with Rod Harrison a while back. I think you were in it, Kate, weren't you? With Tracy's? Yeah. And the thing that I liked most that he said was, if we want to be viewed in a different way, we need to act in that way. So around our families, around our spouses, around our boss, if we want them to view us in that way, we need to empower ourselves to act that way. And then they'll start seeing us in a whole different light. And that was one of my biggest takeaways. Didn't you think that was really good, Kate? Because there were a lot of people that were struggling in their marriages and their relationships. And when he said that, I went, well, that's true, because a lot of times we're submissive in our relationships with other people and go based on their opinions of us.
That training was, you were talking about patterns earlier, and I didn't even realize that I had some patterns that I had. And I've done a whole bunch of self-development over the years, but that was very strong training for me. And it kind of knocked me off my feet a little bit. And it's kind of interesting because, number 2, don't take anything personally. I spent most of my life not taking things personally and believing that when something happens, it's not about me, it's about the other person. But when I went through that, for some reason, I started looking at all the patterns that I had developed that I didn't realize, and I started to become kind of sensitive to people. And so it's something that I've had to work through. But that was a very powerful training, very powerful.
It was. I've talked with a couple other people, and it took us way back down into deception again. And for those of you that have done Healthy Mind and Body, we'd reached this point where we were starting to go into inception, and it brought a lot of things out that we'd all had to rethink the way we were doing things.
Right.
And it was just a dive down, and it was a good 6-month dive for me. So
Me too.
you just you never know what you're going to learn, and I truly encourage everyone to take advantage of Rod's additional trainings that he's got out there now. The new Growth You one, he goes over what we did in some of the training, where he goes over the color personality of the people that are on your team and how to deal with those different personalities. And it's not the same ones that we're used to from David Wood. These are different. These are the way people kind of present themselves on a day-to-day basis. And the growth that you get from Rod's trainings are well worth it. They make you look at yourself in a really, really different way. So I highly recommend that. So to get rid of those negative voices in your head, you have to acknowledge them and push them away and tell them it's not time for them to step forward. And the more you do that, the more they get pushed to the back and your new patterns start to emerge. So I think this is really, really important. And a lot of people that step in and do this don't have the self-development training. And I think Pamela Barnum, who's from Canada, said something that was real important in one of her video broadcasts. She and her husband, when they came to this business, already had extreme self-confidence in themselves because of the trainings that they'd already been through. They had been undercover policemen, and then she went on and got her law degree and was the equivalent of what our Justice Department was. She worked at that level. So as she said, because of the development that she and her husband had already been through, they excelled as leaders right off the bat. But she says not everyone's going to do that. And you can't expect that to do that. We see that as a competition sometimes and compare ourselves, and we can't do that because each of us is different, and we live in different communities, and we have different cultures, and we have different upbringings. And so you have to take all that into effect, and sometimes just go out and reach and pull down to move up. So you have to find out what is going to grow you and work on that. So I think it's really, self-growth is extremely important in this business for you to reach that level of self-confidence to be able to do this and do it the way that you want to as far as achieving your dreams. So that's what I want to say, and I want you guys to all jump in on that and any factors that you'd like to add at this point. First, I want to say, Robert, thanks for joining us tonight. So.
Yeah, can I jump in and say something?
Of course. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think when we compare ourselves to others, well, I know when we compare ourselves to others, that just like robs us of the celebration time that we can like have, like the good things, like say if you've done something great, if you've ran 2 miles and you've only run 1 before, but you're running next to someone who runs 2 miles and 4 miles and 5 miles every day, you're going to be like, oh, well, okay, great. But you never run 2 miles before. Oh, my word. Like, how exciting is that? Be happy for that person. Let that person go run her 5 or 6 or 7 or him or her, whatever. But celebrate what you've done and what you're doing and what you're continuing to do. Don't keep comparing yourself. Don't keep taking your story and putting it in someone else's life, because really it just steals the joy. And I just like visualize it just like sucking the happiness out. And I'm not giving that away. I'm not sharing that.
No, you're too busy spreading sparkle.
I'm just not doing it. I did it for a long time, and that's why I've done it. And I still struggle with it. It's a conscious decision. It's a decision to make. It's a decision to say, oh, well, I'm not, 1 star yet. Oh, but I am, and I do, and I'm trying, and I've done, and I this. And I'm happy that she's 1 star, he's 1 star there. So I'm good. I'm good.
I'm coming.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm coming.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
Eric,
yeah, that's
Eric, you wanted to add
support.
something?
Yeah, to me, it comes down to this, right? Is when you start comparing yourselves to others, you're robbing success from yourself. So, and Shai hit it right on. It has to be a conscious decision because it's an innate behavior of us to compare ourselves to everyone, right? Whether it's, and I mean, it's just who we are as people, and that's okay. But if you want to get to where you've got to go, then what you've got to get really good at is not necessarily not comparing yourself to someone else, but you have to get really good at stopping yourself when you start it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remind yourself that you're not that person, right? Like why the heck would I compare myself to anyone else in this company on any of their successes? Because I'm not them. And so the moment you start doing that, if you just remind yourself that the instant you start comparing yourself is the instant moment that you start robbing your own success from yourself. Why would you do that? Just stop yourself. So focus, if you're going to focus on anything, right? Don't focus necessarily on not comparing yourself to someone else, because that's a behavior, and it's like an innate behavior. It's something that's like in our brain, and I'm sure that you can train yourself out of that. But it's easier for me to just get really good at knock it off, stop comparing. It's not stop it. Get good at that. Get good at pressing the brakes on the comparison.
Yeah. Pushing those.
That.
Yeah.
And that will help with everything else. So.
Well, I've noticed that Kenya has joined us. So, Carrie, I know you had something to say, but I'm going to share this with Kenya so she can get off. Hey, Kenya, I wanted to honor you, and we're so excited to see this new magazine. I don't know if ISA Tools has it available for us right now, or did they send it to you?
Huh? What'd you say, Barb?
The new Isagenix magazine with your photo shoot and article.
I know. I haven't got my box yet from the 100 Pound Club.
Okay.
Everyone snuck and told me it's not even fully out for everybody. It's only for certain people right now.
Okay. Well, I'm just letting everybody know now. So it's very
You were
exciting.
secretly told. You weren't supposed to be sharing it yet, I don't think, because
These are
I haven't got the email from Jenna yet.
Yeah. So this is why I wanted you to step on, and so we could honor you in this way. So
We're leaders. See how horrible I'm looking.
well, that's okay.
You guys can see how horrible I'm looking for 5 seconds. This is it.
Well, we're not even looking. We can't see you. The only thing that's up is the screen.
Good.
I just wanted to do a shout out about how proud I am.
I want to say thank you so much for everything, for all of your support and encouragement, and thank you so much for helping me with my team. And I love this product. I love this company, and I love what it's making me do for myself. It's making me take care of myself, even when I want to just blow past everything and give in. It's making me actually take the time and learn what it requires for me to be who I need to be. So thank you for honoring me. And you guys know I always show up. So if I'm not showing up, it's always a good reason. So thank you so much for honoring me, Barb. I'm going to hop off. I'm being forced to eat and take my medication.
Okay. Well, you text Josefina and tell her to get on.
Okay, I already did.
Okay.
Love you.
Love
you guys too.
Okay.
Thank you, Shai, for making me get on.
My favorite.
Okay. All right, Carrie. We'll let you.
Team, they're the best.
We'll let you have. You had something you wanted to say, didn't you?
Well, I did, and it's kind of based on my vision board that's right over here to the right of my screen. And there's that transformation goal. There's those 6 tags that are in our our 90-day action plan. There were 6 of them. So my transformation goal is my mindset. so that I can be the leader that I know God intends me to be. And so there are 4 people on my transformation goal. People that, no, there's actually 5. And those are the people that I look at every single day, and I surround myself with them, with their mindset, because they have achieved. Now, John Maxwell isn't a part of Isagenix, but everything that he believes and teaches is everything that I believe for myself. So there's, when I used to teach teachers and teach little people and high schoolers, it was always the phrase, find at least 3 people, if not 5 people, that you want to emulate. And sometimes you do this, it's kind of striking a balance with comparing yourself, not in a negative way like Shai's talking about or Eric's talking about, or even you're talking about, Barb. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you want to achieve what they have, then you need to take the action that they have taken to get you to that point. So there is a little bit of comparison that you do, but it's not the negative stuff that the enemy talks about. And that stupid voice that's in your head, and I don't like that word stupid, but it is appropriate here, that's whispering that you can't and adding to the deception part. And deception is actually the good part, because it's making us who we were intended to be. Mm-hmm. Choose to.
Those are good. Those are good. And every book that John C. Maxwell has out, you always go back to the power of 5. So if you develop your power, your rule of 5, mm-hmm. that makes you that gets you through your daily consistency. Mm-hmm. So I've got my rule of 5 posted on my wall, and that's where I go through each day before I do anything else.
Yep.
So
that's what I want to add. Thank you, Barb.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Thank you. Okay. Also, we wanted to talk about truly connecting. And I kind of shared that a little bit in the beginning about your authentic self and how you connect at the beginning of your journey is really different than where you connect now, because you realize that if you're not authentic, you don't attract them as well. And I think what I'm seeing a lot with new people, and they ask me, is they're connecting out of desperation to get their business going. And the whole idea is just get Isagenix out of your head. The whole idea is to share with authenticity, so that you're just making a friend. That's all you're doing, is making a friend. You're caring about the person next to you. And that's really about what this whole world is all about, is caring enough for the person that you don't even really know to get to know them. So I think my favorite thing is we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we need to shut this and listen with these and really hear their story, to connect in a way that they feel that you're being genuine. And it should be genuine. It shouldn't be that you're connecting with them because of Isagenix. That's really what I wanted to say. I wanted to get that out of everyone's head. That I think my favorite thing is, someone asked Trisha at a Super Saturday in Houston a couple of years ago, well, how do you connect? And Trisha went, hello. And the lady said, hello back. And and Trisha said, what did I just do? And the lady literally did not get it. All you have to do is say hello. How many times are we standing in line with our grandkids or our kids and you're talking with people? I remember years ago, I was in a Gap store with my daughter doing back to school shopping, and Felicia Rashad was standing in front of me. Well, I didn't have to go gaga over her being a celebrity. We sat there and talked about our teenage girls and what a pain in the rear ends they were. So that's connecting. That's all it's about. So, sure, Eric.
It's just conversation. So I just want to share this story real quick, right? So at the 15-year anniversary that they held there at corporate, right, with the ribbon cutting, and the mayor of Mayor of Chandler, right, was there with his wife, and there was a couple. So there was a couple there, and they got into conversation because she was there celebrating an anniversary of herself. She gets into conversation with the mayor's wife, and the mayor's wife says, like, I drive by this building all the time, and like, what is this? Like, what? Tell me a little bit more. And they looked at each other and they went, has no one ever talked to you about Isagenix before? And she said, no. And they said, do you mind if we connect later and maybe share some stories? And they're like going to end up enrolling the mayor's wife because they simply got into conversation with her. Not to sign them up at headquarters, not to sign them up, not to enroll them, not to, like, they didn't look at the mayor's wife and go, man, if we could get product in her, I bet she would be a huge business builder. They didn't do that. That wasn't their thought. Their thought was like, we get to talk to the mayor's wife. And then just in conversation, it happened, right? So anyway, that to me is the most recent, like, best, just talk, just say hi and connect. And then you have to be a product to product. You have to be a customer, right? You have to be a customer, and then you have to find more customers, and then you help your customers find more customers. I was having this conversation with Holly. We talk about network. We think we're network marketers, right? And that's, in a sense, is true, but we're just customers. We're customers who go out and try to find other customers, and then when we find customers and they love the product, we help them find customers. Like, that's all this is.
It's like telling your friend, oh, I found the best restaurant. It's
right.
Have you been?
You don't have to label yourself a network marketer, whether you love network marketing or not. You're a person who drinks shakes and eat bars and pops vitamins and drinks e-shots, and then you get on Facebook and you talk about it because you love it. Like, you're like, holy crap, this stuff is awesome, and I want to talk about it and share it. And then other people are like, you're weird. Like, what are you taking? And then you go, this, order it. How do I do it? So set up an account. I don't sell it. You can't buy it from me. And then they order it. And then they're like, this stuff is great. My sister wants some. Okay, we'll get her to buy some. And then you help them share it with other people. And then voila, you're a business owner of a health and wellness company. Because that's what you are. You're a business owner. You own a business. Right?
I love what Isagenix has done this year of changing everything from from you plus two, them plus two, to we share, they share. I mean, how simple is that? And customer first. If it's not right for the customer, because really that's what we are, is we're customers. So great point, Eric. Thank you. Okay. Now I really want to do, did anybody want to add anything to that? Any trouble when you initially started connecting? Nobody. Okay.
Well, can I add a story?
Yes, ma'am.
So I find that oftentimes we are preoccupied, and that takes us away from sharing. For example, this morning I had to sit and wait for an appointment. I was there a good 15, 20 minutes sitting right next to a man who I did not know, and finally realized I should probably put my phone away and be present in the moment. And the moment that I did that, him and I started talking about nothing, like not trying to shove Isagenix down his throat, but just genuinely talking to him. And his wife would come over every once in a while, and all of us were having a good time. We sat there for almost 2 hours, not on purpose because everything was running so far behind. But in that time, like, I got to know a lot about them, what they do, what they like and stuff. And at the end of it, I gave him my card and said, if you guys ever need anything, please call me. And she asked me questions, and I kept just, it's not about the nutrition. Don't worry about it. I just want you to have my phone number. And I think from that, like, I walked away feeling good. Like, I met 2 people. If anything comes of it, great. But if not, like, I met 2 people. And more often than not, we need to put our phone down and meet those people standing right next to us.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever done like in a self-help seminar, you do things that take you out of your comfort zone. And I know one thing that I did at one was we tried to find a massive way to impact people quickly. And so we decided to go to the airport, and where the incoming planes come in, we waited for people to come up the escalator, and we went out and bought flowers. And every time someone came up the escalator, we cheered and yelled for them, and we gave all the women flowers. They came up, and they literally were turning around looking. Are you yelling for someone else? You know,
That's awesome.
it was hard for them to accept that we were just yelling for them and trying to make them feel better. So it's a fun exercise if you ever do that with a group of people. It's a great thing to do for a teenage birthday party. They kind of look at you like you're really weird, but if you get them all together to do something in public like that, they have a ball, and they go out of their way. So it's a really fun thing to do as an experiment. Just throw it out there, you know, because it really makes them step out.
Yeah.
So,
Barb,
can
I share something with you that I've been doing lately? And it's helped so much. Is when I'm in a public space and people are coming around, the first thing I do is I look right at them and into their eyes, and I say, hello, or hi, you know. And what it does is it opens a door. It opens the door for them to begin talking to me. And if I do that to really to I don't know how to put it, but to get myself into action, because I'm not really that kind of person. I'm the kind that slinks back and waits for somebody to approach me. So I figured, well, you know what? Push myself out there. So I get out there, and I'm the first one to say hello.
That's right. And leaders go first.
Actually just made the hugest difference.
Yes.
And I've been able to make contact so much easier, and it breaks the ice right away. I've already said hello to them.
Okay, I'm really bad in the grocery store. My husband will actually say, please don't talk to anyone today.
I know, my husband has actually said, do you have to talk to everybody?
I know.
You know, but I'm not. I'm just saying hello. They react.
I know. Or if he's with me and I start talking to someone in the produce section, which I always do, if someone picks up something, I went, what are you going to make tonight? Mm-hmm. That's my icebreaker in the grocery store. So he'll say, well, who was that? I went, I don't know. He went, how are you going to talk to someone about a recipe and you don't even know who they are? Okay, I'll just talk to anybody. Doesn't bother me. So I want to say hi to Josefina. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming on. This is your first time joining us for a Zoom, and this is our Fast Track to Executive. Josefina's having her first launch party next week. Is it on the 8th? Is it Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
This Saturday. So I know in the thread, Kenya posted that you were having it, but if you will post in Together Strong Pro, where and when and what time, so that anyone who wants to come support you can come. You please RSVP and let her know. It's the same invitation that you put out on your timeline. So if you'll do something like that in Pro, so that we all know about it, and then other people can bring prospects to your party too, in case they're too shy to have a launch party, and you're being bold enough to have one. So good for you. And Karen, yours is on the 12th, right? Okay. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this time, Eric, you want me to mention the product call and the team calls first, or do you want to go into what we need within to get the 3 groups? Okay, so we're going to discuss the pages. Come Vibe with Our Tribe, Together Strong, and Together Strong Pro. Now, for those of you, Together Strong may apply to a different product page that you've been working on, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what Eric's going to explain right now he's going to use Together Strong as our product page, because the majority of us are in Together Strong. And then in that aspect, I want to do some shout outs before we get too carried away so that I don't forget. These are people that have been contributing lately to Together Strong and Together Strong Pro that we're just thrilled to have. Leslie Porter has been a big supporter of our challenges, and a big kudos to her. So please say something to her on her post. A quick comment, just say, you know, I haven't jumped in. Can I go ahead and join? Or is it too late to get a new prospect involved? You know, she's got some really good tips, as well as Debbie Schneider with her videos and her recipes has been a huge contributor and helpful for all the new people. Katie Benson has only been involved for 3 weeks, and she's posting away. She's under Rochelle. And Shai Peterson is one of our biggest contributors, so thank you, Shai. And her daughter and son-in-law have gone crazy. So how many have they enrolled this week?
Let's see. Well, I think they've enrolled one, but his mom has enrolled 2, I think. So it just is going,
they're starting
building.
to explode, so it's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Ashley and Casey King. So right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Stacy Boss, who's in the background there. She's under Eric, and she has started to explode. I have big thanks to my guy Eric, who is one of our ISA dudes, who is a big contributor to the team. Jennifer Herod, I didn't see her on, but she has some of the best product posts I have ever seen. I don't know where she gets them or if she comes up with them herself, but they're always informative and they give us a lot of information. She's really good at that. And she, a gal that Trisha was working with as far as a pre-enroller that she'd met, turned out to be Jennifer's aunt in Scotland. So I don't know if you've seen Marag Watt posting, but she's Jennifer's aunt, and she's one of our new pre-enrollers. Karen Wilkinson, who's not on the team, has been very active, as has Annie Banner and Carrie Sherrill. Is it Cheryl or Sherelle? Cheryl, okay. And Jennifer Radke are all from other teams, but have been very active in Together Strong, and we appreciate their contributions. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them. And now Eric's going to talk about the 3 Facebook groups and how important it is for you to work all 3 of them.
Okay, so 2 things here, right? Is I'm going to talk about my own personal experience and how it's taken me 2.5 years to get to this spot. And then if I probably won't ask permission because I'm just going to do it. So I probably will warn you that I'm just going to be like real here, right? And so I would ask permission, but even if you said no, I'm still going to do it. Okay, so here's the thing: is until January of this year, I think that I was probably in 5 different product pages, right? Contributing to 5 different product pages. And I know I was in at least 3 business pages. So 5 and 3. So that's 8 pages that on a daily basis I was contributing to. And I had people in at least 5 of those 8 pages. And it's because we talk about one team all the time, and one team is phenomenal, right? But I found myself an hour and a half into Facebook trying to contribute, and that was still copying and pasting, but trying to comment and stuff like that. And I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I didn't know where I'd posted, where I had people or whatnot. And so January of this year, probably just late December, but January this year, I made a conscious decision, and I knew that I was going to hurt some feelings or whatnot, but this is about me and my family and my business, and that's what it's about, right? It's about my business's growth. That's what I look at these Facebook pages for. And so my life depends on our business to grow so she can get out of her job. You see where I'm going, right? So I won't belabor that. So I got out. So I'm in 2 business pages now, and that's just because I love the people in the other page, right? And I just copy and post what happens in ours over there. I'm in 1 product page, and I'm in Come Vibe with Our Tribe. I'm in Isagenix events that I pay attention to, and I'm in Isagenix business that I somewhat pay attention to, because there's a lot of nonsense that goes on in there. That's it. I'm in 2 other product pages, but I am in those 2 other product pages just as like inspiration. I don't contribute anything to them, okay? And I haven't promised. So what I want to challenge you to is this first thing, is if you're in multiple product pages and you're contributing, I think that's great. You've got to pick one. You have to pick one. You have to pick 1 product page to contribute in, because here's the thing, is it's the product page that you put your people in, and you promised them support. You promised that this was a page that was going to provide them the support that they needed once they said yes. You made a promise of that. So how do you fulfill that promise if you're contributing in 3 different pages or 2 different pages, right? How are you're breaking a promise. So it goes back to what Barb started out with, speaking with integrity. And it doesn't mean that you're not a person full of integrity, right? But that might come across with that if you're not providing support. So that's, and I'm not saying like get off tonight and go, okay, boom, 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 right? But really sit down and make a conscious effort and really focus on where you're focused on Facebook with your product page, your business page, and where do you put your prospects. I know that there are some people that are on this call, and I know that some people that are going to watch this call and recording. I get that you use your product page for customers and prospects. That's cool. Keep doing it. If that's the way you guys decided to do it, that's perfectly fine. But then you have to have 2 separate plans within that page, how you're going to support prospects and how you're going to support customers, because those are 2 different people. It's 2 different posts and it's 2 different people. So that's why we decided to start Come Vibe with Our Tribe, right? So this is where I'm going to get into the conversation. So with us, the people that are part of Together Strong, the people that are part of Together Strong Pro, right? We decided that we're going to use Come Vibe with Our Tribe for the people in our life that haven't said yes yet. I won't use the PROSPECT word because Trisha hates it, right? So I won't use that word. It's people that we love that haven't said yes yet. People that we know that haven't said yes yet. That's where we put people with Come Vibe. That's what Come Vibe with Our Tribe's for. Mm-hmm. And so when we post in there, when we comment in there, it needs to be a post full of inspiration and real purpose and intent product knowledge, right? Every Tuesday, someone different gets on and spends 30 minutes of their life sharing their story and sharing their knowledge of their product. And the point of that is to inspire people to say yes. The point of those are not for us to get on there and feel good for a half hour listening to those people. So we're averaging anywhere from 16 to 20 people on those calls. And my guess is that 15 to 19 of those people have been using Isagenix for over 6 months or 2 years, right? We're the supporters. And we don't want to go away, but we're losing opportunity by not inviting people to those calls. I know we're tagging people in them, right? I know that we go in and go, hey, listen to this call. And we can do that, and that's the purpose of that page, so those videos are around forever. But the intent that we should have as customers of Isagenix, going out and sharing with other people and trying to get customers, our intent, knowing that every Tuesday night at the exact same time, someone's going to be on that page live sharing an inspirational story and sharing products. So our intent is to get people on that call that haven't said yes yet. If I'm going to take time out of my night, I better bring at least 2 people to every call. Otherwise, I'm kind of spinning my wheels. I'm supporting, and that's great. We don't want you not to support that call, but God darn it, make it worth your time and get people on the call. Right? So what's your standard? Susan Sly talked about it in NYKO, and it's ingrained in, yeah, go ahead, Shay.
Eric, sorry, can I mention something?
Yeah.
For those of you who do not know, while the call is actually happening, down at the bottom, you can invite people to the Facebook Live while it is happening. At the beginning of every Facebook Live, I go down and it says invite, and I just start clicking my team and clicking those that I've talked to remind them, because people get busy. People are, running around. They don't realize, oh, it's already 7:30. I thought it was 6:30, or I thought it was 7:15. And so they get a little notification in their, on their phone or on their computer, whatever noise comes up, and they're like, oh, that Facebook Live is on. And, not everybody hops on at that time, but I have had great results where 5 or 6 people will at least hop on.
Yeah.
So that is something that
And
we
then you
can
get
utilize
notifications,
more
right?
often.
Yes, and you don't have to call the people out. Like you feel good because they're on. So
Yeah.
use that page. It's for a specific purpose, right? That page was designed for a specific purpose. We put it on Tuesday nights at that time for a specific purpose, because people have I know Arizona people, sometimes it's a little early, right? But for Central Time Zone and on, kids are in bed, people are on their phone catching up with Facebook, send them an invite. They're like, oh yeah, right? Get people on that call, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that page that's that intent. For us, Together Strong is a support page. It's easier to keep a customer than to find a new customer. You have to realize that. It's easier to keep a customer than to find a new customer. They've already said yes. They've already committed money to Isagenix. They already have an account. They've already placed an order. So why are we not working just as hard to keep those people by using that page as we are trying to find new people? It's easier to keep those people. And we keep them by providing support that we promised them in that page. So this is where I'm going to get real. Today, in Together Strong, again, if you're not on Together Strong, if that's not your product page, I want you to take what I'm talking about and look at your product page through these eyes, right? Because the same thing will happen on your product page. All right? Turn your product page into what you want it to be. It's your support. So on our product page, Together Strong, and I just looked at it, I know we had at least 2 people going through their first cleanse days today. 2 people that have said yes already, and they're doing the scariest thing you can do as a first-time Isagenix person, and that's a full-day cleanse. Does anyone remember how they felt on their first day cleanse? Like you were like, what the heck am I can't have a food? You've lost your mind if you think I can do this. So they were brave enough to say yes. They were brave enough to say yes to doing a cleanse. And then we shout them out on the product page, and the most comments any of those posts got was 4. We have 8,000 people on that page, and I'm not right. I get it. Nowhere near 8,000 people are active on that page, but we have more than 4 people show up to come vibe with our tribes. We have more than 4 people on this call that are part of that page. So how do we only have 4 comments on 2 new cleansers?
It's really important to support the new people on this page, because we're going to have new people and we want them to be supported. So you have to give the support back. It's not about you, it's about them. Yeah, you've got to provide support to the page, because the more support you provide for the page, that leads, right? People see that, right? So you're the leader by example. And so everyone wants to be part of that. Well, the example we're providing is, hey, great job posting. The reason that people fall off from posting is because they post stuff and they don't ever get it answered.
or they get it answered by 2 people, or the 3 comments are, I had the same question, following, and then done.
And a lot of times it's critical. If a new person comes down with something and their sponsor posts, that has anyone heard about how this reacts to blood sugar? Or we had someone who developed cellulitis and wanted to know if it was related to anything that might be in the Isagenix products. We need to respond. If someone's discovered they have celiac disease, there's a lot of people on the page that have celiacs that need to respond and help these people.
Yeah. And listen, please don't mistake me of saying be in front of your phone and ready to comment at all time. I'm not like, we're not doing that, right? Like, I'm not saying it's been 15 minutes and there's one, like, come on, we all live lives, right? So don't take what I'm saying right now as that, because that's not the message. The message is to show up. If you can do it daily, which I think we all have 15 to 20 minutes daily to specifically with purpose go out together strong. And I don't know if you saw the thing that Lynn Hagedorn gave us. It was like the most brilliant. Anyway, if you go to the search and you put asterisk and hit search, it brings up everything in that group by chronological order, right? So what I've been doing is that I just go down to the last thing that I liked because I knew that I either liked it or commented on it, and then I just start working my way up. That way, when I'm done commenting, the first the last thing listed is still at the front of the page, right? But guys, we've got to start showing up. Not just for your people, you have to start showing up because you want your person to be helped out.
And think about it. If you're trying to boost their self-confidence so that they too can become a leader, you have to grow them. And this is how we grow them, is by lending our support. Just as a point, Karen made a comment that says, the first time I posted in TS, I was so embarrassed that no one responded. I actually went back and deleted it. You don't want your customer to feel that way. So it's real important. Remember, 85% of our team are product users, and they need to feel loved and wanted. So it's real important to be supportive, spend a few minutes each morning and go through. I set a timer now. I mean, you've probably noticed I'm not on the page as much, but I had to back away. So, I set a timer each morning. I go in and put in as much time as I can, make my post, and move on. So it's, find the people that need the support, the hellos, the highs, answer the health questions, and your post. And that's
And if you're in other groups, cool, be in other groups, but put this as the priority because these are your people. We got to do it, right? And so be purposeful on that page. That page is to support people that said yes, right? And write this down in great. It's easier to keep a customer than to find a customer. So if you think it's hard, if you look at your retention and your retention stinks or whatnot, don't look at your text messages that you've sent to all your people or your messages or the phone calls. You don't have to do it all. You have a support system, right? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We had 14 people get on a freaking Zoom call at 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday night. We've spent 59 minutes on a Zoom call, right? So we have time, right? So if all 19 of us would have taken 5, and I'm not putting it on us, so please, this is an example, right? 19 comments compared to 4 comments, all the difference in the world.
Okay, and then I also want to add, it's real important to comment on the business page because it brings it back up and keeps it fresh, particularly if it's something that's very vital that your team can learn from. And one thing that I've noticed with Shy is she'll actually repost it, so that her team sees her post it and it gets attention that way. So if you have to do it that way, that's great, but it keeps the attention.
I'll just re-like one of their, Doris and Jenny aren't here, but I'll purposely go in and like or heart like one of their replies, because sometimes I don't get a response. Make sure that everybody on my team has seen it.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure that everybody on my team has seen it. And it takes time to tag everybody. I'm not just tagging because, I'm bored or don't have anything else to do in the world. So I want to make sure that people have information. So I'll re-like it and make sure that it pops up again for them.
Right. But we just wanted to re-emphasize how important it is for you guys to spend time loving on your product page and then giving the information that your team needs to know on your business page. So there's two more things that I want to discuss briefly. On Mondays, we are going to have a product call from 6:15 to 6:45. And we know it's going to start out slow, so we'll be sitting there for about 10 minutes with nobody on. But if you have new people that have questions, please let them know that from 6:15 to 6:45 on Mondays, this is Arizona time, so Pacific Daylight Time, that we will be on for a product call for half an hour. Okay, then at 8 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, what, Shai?
Can you explain what product call means?
The product
like
calls, we're just
on
gonna,
and
we're,
about
it's not
product.
gonna be formal. We're just going to answer product questions.
Great, thank you. That's awesome.
That's all we're going to be there for. Eric?
It's product questions for people that have already started using the system.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. Cool, thanks.
Okay. Karen?
Karen.
What about the tool of
The success
calling
steps?
to Dr. Ina on Monday, Wednesday morning and evening, and Tuesday, Thursday evening, and Friday morning? Has that been broadcasted through?
No, we need to bring that back up because those are good calls. The problem with Dr. Ina's calls is it's hard to actually get on unless you just jump up out there really.
Yeah, I know. I've had that experience, but I didn't know if that had been shared with the group or to what extent it had been shared. So
no, we need to do that, but we wanted to personally get on as leaders to, and we'll alternate, but we'll set up a schedule for someone to just be there from 6:15 to 6:45 to answer questions. We can all do that at this point. I mean, Josefina is new, so she wouldn't be able to do it yet. So she would need to be on there with someone that had the knowledge so that she could gain it while she's on there. So, and then at 8 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, which is also the same time. No, it's not the same time. Is it? No, it's not. 8 o'clock, we're trying not to interfere with the success steps, the associate to consultant and consultant to manager. We're trying not to interfere with that, but a lot of times we guide our consultants, our associates into consultants anyway. Did I say associates to consultants? So a lot of times they're not even going to get on that call. So from 8 o'clock and it'll probably only be half an hour, it's going to be team leadership call. So all it is a team call. It's not going to be formatted. It's not going to be like these fast tracks where we have an agenda that we want to get through, but it's going to be just discussing team stuff and doing shout outs to everybody. Okay.
The purpose for that call is just to create connection, right? So like we see each other on all these training calls and we see each other's faces and make notes and whatnot. But like Holly can contest to this, and I'm stealing this from what Dan and Lisa have created with their team calls every Tuesday night. Like it's nice to stay connected with people, right, Holly? Yeah, and so that's what this is. It's people. It's just to stay connected, right? So I've had success doing it this week. Congratulations. I've struggled with this, and there might be some training, but like there has to be connection, right? And so that's the point of these calls.
It's to create, the connection in the community so that, the more faces you get to know, and if you need to reach out to somebody and you hear their story on the call, then you can connect on a three-way call if you need them. So it's just.
So both of these meetings are on Monday?
Both of them are on Monday. Okay. The team leadership call at 8 o'clock will either be led by Shai, Eric, myself, or Tricia. Yeah, we hadn't told you about it, Shy, but we just got you.
Awesome. I love surprises. Christmas.
But the product call, we're going to take turns. And I'll have a sign-up call, and, you're only on there for half an hour, and if no one shows up in 10 minutes, adios. So, okay.
The hope with that is to help people, like, make sure that everyone knows about the IsaBody challenge, right? And like, just to gain retention. It's to gain retention. So it's, people are like, I've been doing this, like, that ionic stuff on Clint, like, it's to make sure that they're not, you see what I'm saying? Like I've been mixing my shake with apple cider vinegar for, I mean, it's like, it's to clear stuff like that. It's not to, like, I haven't lost any weight and I have all these issues. Okay. We're not doctors. We're not. So it's to create retention.
Yeah.
Right. We're not going to into real specifics or whatnot.
And particularly if you have someone that's new, that's struggling with the products, with the taste and everything, get them on the call so that it creates a validation for you to hear it from somebody else.
Oh,
okay.
Third party always.
Yes. Okay. And with that, we will end it. And we thank you for jumping on this nice, quiet, unstructured fast track, and hope you guys benefited from it, even with my squirrels.
So just to recap, sorry.
No.
So Monday, 6:15 to 6:45, 8 to 8:30. Tuesday is Come Vibe, 7:30 to 8. Thursday is Fast Track every other week. And the rest of the time is anything like, well, Isagenix, ISA FYI, ibusiness.com. Yeah.
We have one more Fast Track left in 2 weeks, and that will end our 90-day action plan. So, the 2 shout-outs I didn't do, we had Rochelle Ernest, it was Danielle Pace won for the month of February for having the most new associates. She was top sponsor for February within the Fast Track group. And then Becky Lyman won for the month of March. And each one of them gets a celebration ticket. So if you guys want a free celebration ticket, jump in and enroll as many people as you can for this last month. So
awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Anything else?
I'm also having a launch party next Thursday, a week from tonight, at my house. I'll post the flyer in Together Strong and Together Strong Pro. So
yours is on the 13th. Okay, Karen's is on the 12th. Josephine's is on the 8th.
Yep.
And you guys
Mine is this Sunday, but you guys are really far away from me.
Are the slopes still open, Carrie?
No, they're not.
Okay, let's
slushy.
Maybe next December.
Okay.
Next December we'll plan a big launch party, and all of us will come out and go skiing with you.
Well, I want to plan a super Saturday here in Grand Junction, so there we go.
Grand Junction. Ooh, that's easy to fly into too.
Yeah.
Do you know I spent 2 summers in Ridgeway?
Oh, beautiful.
No, I wish I'd known you then. So I'll come back.
I do too.
I'll come back. If you know a good rental in Grand Junction, we'll come out in the summer. Okay?
You'll do it. Okay.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you, everybody. Robert, you were quiet. You didn't have any questions?
Not really. Not right now. I've got a lot going on right now, so that's why I've kind of been out of the picture a little bit. But
okay. Well, I'm glad
things all going.
Glad to see you hanging in there.
Thank you.
Do I need to touch with that young man we went hiking with?
You know, I talked to him. I was actually there in San Antonio about 2 weekends ago, and I spoke with him, and he told me, I'll call you. He's got my information, and I'm still talking to him. He's actually my daughter's neighbor there, so I just need to get her to get out there and just get with him. But he was impressed with my results, so I was hoping that would have got him on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, keep following up with him.
Yeah, no, I'll keep talking to him.
Okay, or next time you're down, we'll go for another hike.
Sure, we need to. That was great, man. We need to do that again for sure.
Oh, maybe we can go out to Enchanted Rock.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We need to.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Hey, Shy, quick question. Oh.
Oh,
Do you still,
she's still there. Okay.
did you
I'm
just
here.
buy that shaker cup?
What?
Is that shaker cup that you're using brand new?
No.
What's
It's
different about
old.
it?
These are the best cups. Those are the
I
best
can't see.
cups.
The old ones?
Yes. The new shaker cup is not so good.
Do you have one there?
The new ones, the kind of the shorter ones with the lids that have green,
Yeah.
not so much.
I don't like the new ones either.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have the little plastic thing in them instead of the little metal ball?
Yes.
Yes, I
You can't
prefer
order
the
what
metal
you're
ball.
holding anymore, Shy?
Huh?
You can't order what you're holding anymore?
They discontinued them.
They changed the new big ones to
Yeah.
be just like the
Robert
little ones.
Robert has the new one. Hold that up again, Robert.
Yeah.
We've always had that one, right? That's the sample pack one.
That's an
Right, that's all they have now.
Okay, so when you order the taller shaker cup like what Shy has, you get that base, but it's a different brand, and it's not so good.
No.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Okay, I will tell you that Brent Brzezinski says it's all in the swivel of the wrist.
Swivel. Yeah, you have to swivel it first. But
No.
there is things different about the lid because we have a newer shake cup that is, I don't know, is a 16 ounce, whatever, 20 ounce. We have a new shaker cup that is this 20 ounce with the green lid and the green guy right here. And it's, I don't want to say it too loud to like offend it in the cupboard, but it's not the same.
It is not the same.
I have found if you put your water in first and then put your protein powder and then put the ice, it blends better in that cup.
No.
Okay.
Jay
But I use
travels
that
a lot,
pepper
so he does water, powder, and a little bit of water on top. My husband does a little bit of water on top, and it never gets stuck in the, never.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's really hot like that, so.
I will tell y'all, I used to be with It Works, and they actually have a pretty awesome cup. So if anybody has any kind of pool with anybody at corporate, has anybody seen the It Works shakers?
No. Is this their new one? Because they just came out with product, you know. I think they found they needed something besides those pads that do nothing.
Right. Anyway, well, the shaker cup it's about the same size, but it's got this little deal, 2-container deal that attaches to the bottom.
Oh.
Those things are awesome.
That
They
makes
have,
You
makes
can
a
carry
big cup.
your powder in here. It's actually got a pill holder on the bottom for
Your
supplements.
vitamins. Okay.
Yeah. And
is that, what brand is it? Does it say?
it is
It
the
works.
same brand,
It's
actually.
The metal ball one? So they have those at Costco.
Oh.
But
They
it
have the
doesn't
little
say
containers on them.
on it.
It doesn't say
like them.
isogenics.
Yeah,
It's
we need.
Can we scratch off It Works?
Well, you can get it without It Works
There you
at
go.
I've
Costco.
tried, but it's coming off because I've had it a while. But it's.
So
I need a
Yeah,
nice
that would be a really
filter to
good
put
one.
over it.
That
You
one
should
from
wrap it.
Costco would be a good one to give to people.
Robert, you should wrap it. Wrap it. It will disappear in 36 hours. It just disappears. It will come back in 48 hours, but it will be gone for 24 hours.
It's really cool.
Oh, I love it.
that's cute.
I
Eric,
like
you've
that.
been on one all day.
Barb,
I love us. I
Barb.
love us.
Barb, you have to hit end recording real quick before I
Oh,
before I
okay.
share.
Thank you.
Which we